So now the project. So here's a little tour of where we're at now. Again, we've been working on it for about a year and a half, so apologies that I don't have the beginning of the process. But always good to start where we are and show our journey from this point. So we do have a receiver that we had custom built to put on the back so we can haul our 77 Scotty camper across the country when we do our little out west trip. We have a Tanks gas tank that we have installed, and then we have a Ford 9-inch rear end. We went through several different rear ends to find one that would fit this frame well and give us the ride that we were looking for. There's drum brakes on the back of the system, and then our drive shaft was built by a gentleman out here in Canfield, Ohio named Ken Thomas. He is fabulous at what he does. So we have an awesome drive shaft here. The transmission is a 4L 360E. And then we ended up changing out the oil pan underneath of it to make it a more shallow, low profile, just because of the low ride height of this vehicle. We didn't want our oil pan hanging down too far, so we did change that out. The engine was a process finding what we wanted. This particular engine is from a 2002 Chevy Avalanche. We got it from a junkyard, as well as the transmission. One of the things when we were trying to figure out what engine we wanted to put in, we wanted definitely something that we could hear running and something that we knew how many miles were on it. So we went through a lot of different engines that we looked at. Marketplace was huge in helping us find different things, but we were never quite certain of how many miles they really had on them, and a little nervous not being able to hear them run. So we ended up finding this one with relatively low hours, and we're able to hear it running, saw the odometer, so we ended up going with that. But this engine we did fire up last year, so we did get to hear it running, which was very exciting. So it didn't catch fire and didn't fall apart, so win. So with this engine, we did go with a car intake on there. We wanted something a little more low profile compared to the truck intake, so we did end up with a car intake. The accessory system that we have here, we went through about 6 different accessory systems to find one that would tuck everything in tight enough. The front of the 38 really does come and narrow in as it comes forwards to the hood. So we have a really tight fit, and this was the one that tucked it in the most. It's a ICT one. So we did have many trips to Summit Racing, which Summit Racing is dangerous because it is good and bad that it's only 10 minutes from our house. We make trips there weekly, getting parts and trying fitment and finding out things that fit and don't fit, mostly don't fit. But this is what we ended up with. We do have a Wilwood braking system in the front. The Wilwood system is great, love it. Only downside is trying to bleed it. The front piece here to bleed it, it's really tiny, and so to get a wrench and the hose on there was quite the challenge, but we made it work. Just like everything else we've been working on here, we find a way. So this is where we're at right now with the engine. The braking